Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
Acura's all-new ADX, a compact SUV that isn't just built for one thing. It's precision crafted for everything. To escape the grind with available all-wheel drive. To go with your flow with available Google built-in.
Hey Google, turn it up.
Okay, turning up the volume. And crafted to be heard with an available Bang & Olufsen premium sound system. The all-new Acura ADX, crafted to match your energy. Acura, precision crafted performance.
Take your vibes and go.
Google is a trademark of Google LLC.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
From the Fifth Quarter Studio in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to High School Hoops with your hosts, Steve Collins and Jake Stager.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. So excited you decided to join us. Before we jump in to today's topic, which is it's one that's kind of close to my heart. I'd like to give a big shout out to our two sponsors. First of all, Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market, bar none. I'm begging and pleading to get my fourth one. Third one is kind of an old one, but mention our podcast, mention Coach Collins, mention anything, mention Teach Hoops, and they'll give you $450 off. And also go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. It's the one-stop shop for basketball coaches. It is everything I would have wanted, almost. I'm going to tell you that in a second. Everything I would have wanted as a basketball coach, especially as a young basketball coach. Yeah, everything. It's like, what did I have a Teach Hoops member say recently? It's like I'm deep diving into it and I'm getting lost, Steve. There's so much material and so much there. But that's going to lead into what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm going to see if there's a response and a need or a want to do this. I'm thinking of doing kind of a small master class on building a winning basketball program. Something I think I know a little bit about. Just if you haven't heard my backstory before, 27 years ago, I got a job. I moved from northern Wisconsin, southern Wisconsin, got a job teaching math. My wife and I decided we wanted to raise our family in southern Wisconsin. So got a job, was an assistant coach for a couple of years. The head coaching job opened up at a school that I thought was always going to be a great or a hidden gem, and was the only applicant. It had 6 winning seasons in 30 some years. Was a work in progress. Let's just say that was in need a lot of love. Had a lot of the pieces there, but just needed a little bit of extra love. Took the job as a young pup, as was there for myself, and have done it for over 25 years and have had one losing season. It was our first season. We were 7-14. I'll never forget it. Remember losing in lacrosse that first game and sitting there going, I can't do this, with one of my assistant coaches, and spent the 2.5 hours on the bus ride back coming up with the winning strategy to turn our basketball program around. 7 years later, we're in the state championship. 8 years later, we won our first one. We've won 2 since then for a total of 3. Went 10 straight years to the state tournament, which is the second most in state history. Won 80%. Blah blah blah. I'm not saying all this stuff to brag, but I am saying all this stuff because what I'm thinking of doing, and I'm not sure I'm going to do it. I'm going to see if there's interest. the thing with teachhoops.com is, I can get on one-on-one calls and do all that kind of stuff once in a while and do office hours. I can't really deep dive into coaches. And I'm thinking of whoever takes a job for me, years from now. I want to have kind of a blueprint. I want to have a strategy for them to be able to do. So what I'm thinking is kind of running a MasterClass, a 6-week, middle of April to the end of May, kind of when school gets out, and sit and talk about winning basketball program. First of all, how to run a winning basketball program. That's tips, the strategies, all the things that kind of go into it. And just off the top of my head, we would do different topics. We dive into it, and it wouldn't, to be honest, selfishly, it's going to help me and help whoever takes over for me someday. Because I'm going to be able to have a blueprint ready for them. But I think it could help other coaches. I can tell them and share some of the strategies that helped me win 80% of my games. I'm approaching 500 wins, which will be in the top 10 or 15 in our state all time. We've won a lot of games, head of a lot of really good players. Let's just go on record, and a great staff and a great community. But so some of the topics, just off the top of my head, I would want to talk about how to. So this is something I had to do initially, was establish a winning culture. And I tell you, I can honestly say I had to reestablish that after COVID, because we didn't have a season, and I had to reestablish team culture, team expectations, what we do, what we don't do, how we do it. So I'd like to deep dive into that. I want to talk about player development, maybe some team and player development, kind of how we can do that. I've got some stuff I've got 2 avenues that I go down. I go down generic, and then I go down specific. So generic things I hand out here, you can do these, and then I dive into the specifics on specific kids. But anyway, so player and team development, game planning.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Offenses, defenses, off season, in season, what you do it. Then I think another subcategory would be something along the lines of like communication, time management. I think from someone that does 7 podcasts, and someone does 7 podcasts and runs a full-time business and teaches and is a dad, and there's a lot of things. I think it's important. Time management, I think, is very important. I think communication is a very important thing. And then I think something that's not, and this is a subcategory, obviously I'm going to get past 6 things here, but I think another subcategory that I would love to dive into is talk about nutrition, talk about health, talk about mental health, talk about phones, talk about all those things that I think, especially with some of the kids that we're doing or dealing with, I think it's a really important aspect of the game. And then I think another thing would be a motive, how do we get, it's like, sounds like an old guy, but how do we motivate them for us versus me? How do we motivate and inspire these young men and women to create a positive environment to win basketball games? And, I can tell you my team this year lit a fire on me, got me super excited. They're great. They gave me a new life into coaching, and I appreciate that so much. But we'll dive into not only the practical examples, but the things you can implement and how we would do that. Haven't figured out how all of this would work yet. I just want to see, it's the end of March. I want to see in the next couple of weeks if we have some interest, I'm going to start a waiting list, and see if people want to get in. And then, to be honest with you, we'll probably have to talk before I let you in, because I just want it to be I want it to be a cohesive group that's going to put the time in, the effort, and to figure out where we're going to go from there. So teachhoops.com members, we'll get a discounted price, probably half price off. And then non-Teach Hoops members, if you just want to come and join this 6-week mastermind and hopefully learn and share and deep dive into building a program. And if you have a winning program, I'm going to teach you how to keep a winning program. I think it's sometimes harder to stay in the top of the mountain than to get to the top of the mountain. I can, from someone that's done that, it's harder. It's harder to stay up there. It's harder. We, like I told you before, we went to the state tournaments 10 straight years. We won 3 state titles. We had 4 runners up. And one of my proudest moments, one of the biggest accomplishments, not only the kids and the graduations and the young people they've become, all of those things are important. And I'm super proud of that. But the bigger issue the proudest thing for me, I'll just say proudest thing for me, is that we won 14 straight conference championships in probably one of the top divisions, top leagues in our state. Unbelievable. If you'd have thought that when I took over from a program that had 6 winning seasons in 30 years, you'd have thought I was bonkers. But I just think it's I think it's a unique thing. I think it's something that we can all kind of dive into. We'll, like I said, we'll go as deep and when I've started mapping this out, and I'm going to try to map this out when I'm on spring break. I want to also leave it open. Like if there's a topic that group or that cohort wants to get to talk about and deep dive into and deal with, let's do it. So I'm gonna have an outline. I'm gonna have a fluid thing, and then we're gonna dive into it as a group. So if you're interested, there's gonna be 2 ways for you to be able to get on the waiting list. The first one is to just email me, steve@teachhoops.com, steve@teachhoops.com. I will also put something down in the show notes that will kind of go through all the stuff that we've just kind of talked about. I just think it's a unique opportunity, and I don't know if there's an interest. I'm hoping there's an interest, but if there isn't, that's cool too. But I'm hoping there is, and that we can, as a group, dive into this. So if you're interested, let me know again down below, or steve@teachhoops.com. Have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye.
This podcast is part of the Sports Social Podcast Network.
Stop by Sherwin-Williams and get 30% off select paints and stains May 2nd through the 12th. It's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Refresh your home inside and out with colors that make every space feel brand new. From cozy interiors to stunning exteriors, we've got the perfect shade for your next project. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Click the banner to learn more. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.